What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this afternoon's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. We've gone through the media finding the best speculation, the latest links to sporting directors, and of course, the news surrounding Liverpool's search for a manager. We're going to bring it to you over the next 8 to 10 minutes, but we want you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We will be live at 5:45 this evening to take you through Jurgen Klopp's press conference, what he said about player injuries and stuff like that ahead of the game tomorrow and of course Sunday. Hope you can join us for that. But for now, let's get stuck in and start off with a story around a potential candidate for the sporting director role. So this comes in new from Simon Hughes, and it said Federico Masara, the former director of football at AC Milan, has been under consideration by Liverpool for the role of sporting director. He's currently on gardening leave, which means he is available to start immediately, and that's attractive to Liverpool because of course they need to source a manager and put a sporting director in place soon. Now, for a little bit of background on the work that was done by Mr. Masara, he was involved and contributed to the signings of Rafa Leao, Theo Hernandez, Frank Kessie and Ismail Benacer, players that ironically have all been linked to Liverpool at one stage or another. In his final summer, he also played a part in signing Mike Maignan, great goalkeeper, of course, and French international. Tomori, of course, you guys know all about him from his time coming through in the Premier League. And Sandro Tonali as well, who you know all about him from, well, probably his betting habits, to be honest, but there we go. So that's a candidate that Liverpool are looking at, but the list doesn't stop there. Again, this coming from Simon Hughes, said Liverpool are adding another sporting director to the list of possible candidates in Florent Gisolfi. Holds the same role at OGC Nice, where he's dealt with thorny issues such as managerial appointments. Now, again, I think immediately Nice, Sir Jim Radcliffe, Manchester United, probably not going to happen if these guys are in a job with, well, let's be honest with it, our arch-old rivals, Manchester United's owners, other clubs. So, don't know how seriously I would take this one, but the first one, certainly under consideration. Now, an interesting tidbit, we've also spoken about Jurgen Klopp's previous pursuit of Julian Brandt, and that it was the club's recruitment team that changed his mind to go after Mohamed Salah. Well, this piece here from Simon Hughes also said that it was Dave Fallows, head of recruitment at Liverpool, who convinced Michael Edwards to change Jurgen Klopp's mind from signing Julian Brandt and go instead for Mohamed Salah. The rest, as they say, is history. Now, here's the one you're probably clicking on the video for. This is a story not about a sporting director search, but about a player who is linked to Liverpool Football Club and who has been speaking about Liverpool Football Club. Who am I talking about? It is, of course, Mr. Jeremie Frimpong. So he was asked about the possibility of joining Liverpool. Obviously, with the connections for Jabbi Alonzo to Liverpool, questions would then turn to who might follow him. Would it be Frimpong? Could it be Wirtz? Could it be Nkapie? Well, this is what Mr. Frimpong had to say. Liverpool, great football club, great history. That would be great. Who knows what the future will bring. So, look, I think we can say he ain't ruling it out. Now, he's not exactly running with open arms to say, come get me, but it's always nice to hear positive things said about the club. And who knows, if Jabbi Alonzo does indeed become Liverpool manager, will he go back to Bayer Leverkusen to try and raid his club? For me, if we're talking about Frimpong, my argument back is always going to be, well, what about Conor Bradley, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I guess to a lesser extent, Calvin Ramsey? They all have the possibility to play the role that Frimpong plays at Leverkusen. So, for me, I'd rather we went back for a Nkapie, a Florian Wirtz, or even, if we wanted to be very greedy about it, a Grimaldo to replace Costas. Now, I know Grimaldo's 27 or 28, but him combined with Andy Robertson will give us a great option on that left-hand side, especially if we do indeed change formation. So, again, nice to hear from Frimpong that he's interested, or at least admires Liverpool Football Club, but it's certainly no indication of a bid that's going to be coming in anytime soon. Now, the managerial merry-go-round is in full swing, and it seems like 5-6 managers, 5-6 clubs are in a circle. It's just a matter of who goes where. This comes in from Bruno Andrade that said Ruben Amorim tops the list of targets to replace, I'm not going to say Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, so you don't need to hold your breath, Roberto De Zerbi at Brighton, who was in the sights of Barcelona and Liverpool. Again, it would be some get, by the way, if De Zerbi does indeed go to, let's say, Barcelona, because I really don't see him getting the Liverpool job. But let's say he goes to Barca. Ruben Amorim, if Brighton could get him, that would be a great get for them. And I guess a good way to replace De Zerbi, who again is another great young up-and-coming manager. Interestingly on this, there's been some speculation as well about the possibility of Linders going over and replacing Ruben Amor at Sporting Lisbon. Now, don't know how much faith to have in that, but you know, we do know Pep Linders has a background in Portuguese football, having worked with Porto and being part of the team that brought through Ruben Neves there at Porto at such a young age. So certainly knows his Portuguese football, but it remains to be seen how serious that link will be. Now, a little bit of course on Jabbi Alonzo and Liverpool. So this comes from Ben Jacobs and said, sources indicate that Bayern Munich doesn't appeal to Jabbi Alonzo anywhere near as much as Liverpool Football Club. However, Alonzo could yet decide to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. They're going to say this. Well, you're going to hear this maybe for the next few weeks and months. But look, let's be honest. I don't think there's any way in hell he stays at Bayer Leverkusen past the end of the season. On that, a little bit more on another player who's been linked to Liverpool Football Club, Pedro Neto. He is a player who Liverpool appreciated months ago. Let's see, will they decide with a new sporting director and a new manager to go after him? And that comes in from Fabrizio Romano. Also said that Arsenal and Spurs were interested in Pedro Neto. Look, at the price point being mentioned, what was it? Between 50 and 60 million in one article and 93 million euro in another article. Unless it's the lower end of the first article, for me it would be a hard pass on Neto. Love the player, concerned about the injuries, really don't like the price tag, but let's wait and see what happens. Now, finally, a last bit here on from Fabrizio Romano on Jabbi Alonzo and his situation at Bayer Leverkusen. He says Liverpool are not in advanced negotiations for Jabbi Alonzo yet, because they want to respect Bayer Leverkusen's important season, but they are informed on his contract and remain a concrete option for Jabbi Alonzo. So look, what I take from all of this is the respect element. They understand Alonso is in a title race. In fact, he's winning a title race, and there's potential for a treble there in Germany currently for Bayer Leverkusen. So yes, I understand Liverpool wanting to be respectful, but there's a huge part of me that thinks sooner or later, probably sooner, there will be the nod. You know, I am coming in the summer. Let's just get this season through. And then we'll probably see the appointment of the sporting director, which will give us probably an even bigger indication that it will be Jabbi Alonzo. Now, that remains to be seen. Will it be any of the names we mentioned today? Will it be Tim Steiten? Or will it be somebody else? Maybe Rolf, who's working at Bayer Leverkusen at the minute. I don't know. But either way, I think and I hope that you're as confident as me that Jabbi Alonzo is most likely going to be the next Liverpool manager. You can already see the signals coming from the Bayern side that they understand they're probably fighting a losing battle, because as I've always said, and as many of you guys have always said, Alonso's heart is indeed with Liverpool Football Club, and we are a more attractive proposition to him than Bayern Munich are. That's just the way I see it. Now let us know in the comment section if you guys feel the same way, or if you think we're barking up the wrong tree. Just a reminder again, tomorrow it is an earlier kickoff. It's a 7:30 kickoff for the game against Luton, and we will be live from 6:30 right here. Hope you can join us for that. Tonight we're going to be live a little bit earlier, so if you're watching this about 4 o'clock or 4:30, we'll be live at 5:45 for the news show, taking you guys through what Jurgen Klopp said in his press conference today ahead of the Luton game, giving you an update on injuries. And then we'll be jumping across the top of the league from 7 p.m. We'll be taking you guys through Manchester City's game against Brentford, hoping that maybe Thomas Frank and Brentford can pull off a bit of a miracle and put a little bit more daylight between us and Manchester City. Until then, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good one. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.